You can go to a narcissist to answer a simple question, and they are not going to give you the answer that you are looking for. They enjoy causing intrigue and confusion in those around them so that they can remain in control, so that they can sabotage plans for other people, so that they can bring other people down to feel better about themselves. And because they do plenty of things that perhaps they shouldn't do, that they're unwilling to take responsibility for, they're looking to avoid taking responsibility so that they don't have to face the consequences of their own actions. So when you approach a narcissist to ask them a question, and it can be something simple such as how their day's been, down to something to do with financial matters that need to be discussed, or matters to do with children and childcare or household chores, and it can be down to calling them out on their behaviour. They follow a similar pattern of reaction to you to confuse you so that they can play the victim, make out you're the one that's causing the problems, to stop you from asking the questions, and so that they don't have to answer the question that you asked them. One of the first things a narcissistic person might say when you try to ask them something is, "Oh, here we go again," which just instantly makes you feel like you are constantly nagging them. They might accuse you of nagging them. If they don't accuse you by just saying, "Here we go again," it makes you feel like you're causing problems within the relationship, when relationships need communication and openness and honesty. And as a narcissist lacks genuine, open, honest communication, you're not going to get it with them. Instead, they're going to make you feel like you're going crazy. They might escalate it to, "Why do you have to spoil everything? Why do you have to ruin everything?" So if you just not ask them about something, all will be okay, even though the matter you need to discuss never gets resolved. So it never ends up okay. It just ends up with you trying to work through stuff by yourself. And when you do, and they find out that it's something that perhaps they should have been involved in, they accuse you of ruining it all, for not going to them, even though you can't go to them because they turn around and say, "Oh, here we go again." They can simply just turn around and say, "I don't want to argue with you." So if you try to pursue the conversation with them, they're going to turn it into an argument and then blame you for causing the argument, which leaves you questioning and doubting and second guessing yourself. When trying to discuss something with a narcissist, they can frustrate you in such a way that you might start raising your voice at them. You're trying to prove a point to them. You're trying to get them to communicate with you. Only they're not interested in this. They're interested in playing psychological warfare games to get you going, to get you to react to them. And once they do start getting you going, they're going to turn around and say, "Stop overreacting. Oh, you're so dramatic." Again, to get you to question yourself and not the fact that they're unwilling to hold a genuine conversation with you. And the more you try to point things out with them, they might have just said, "I don't want to talk about that today, I'm busy, we'll talk about it next week." If you then say that to them, they're going to turn around and say, "I never said that, stop making stuff up." And then you're in that debate of, "Yes, you did, you said that last week." "No, I didn't. Think I'd remember." "Are you accusing me of losing my memory?" No, I'm not accusing you of anything." "Well, that makes a change." "Or what do you mean by that?" "Oh, I knew you'd forget." And they just twist everything to the point where you end up doubting yourself. If they've promised to do something and broken that promise, and you ask them a question about this, they're just going to turn around and say, "Well, if you hadn't have done this," or if you've called them out on their behaviour, "Well, if you hadn't have done this." They don't take responsibility. They blame everybody else. It's always somebody else's fault. It's never, ever theirs. And if you get upset that they've broken a promise on you, especially young children with adult parents, young children with narcissistic parents, When the narcissistic parent promises the child something and then inevitably lets the child down, and the child gets upset naturally, normally and understandably gets upset by this, the narcissist just turns around and says, "Oh, stop being so sensitive, stop overreacting." If you hadn't, and they're again looking to pass the blame so that they don't have to deliver on the promises they make. If you bring this up, they're just going to turn around and say, "I'm only joking." A narcissist will happily mock you, taunt you, humiliate you, upset you. And when you ask them about it, they're going to say, "Oh, I'm only joking. Can you not take a joke? Or stop taking life so seriously. Stop being so prim and proper." So you feel like you're the one causing the issues when they're just deflecting the issues they're causing over to you. When you're trying to talk about things, a narcissist might just turn around and say, "It's not all about you. You always have to make it about yourself, don't you? You're so selfish. You're never there for me, yet you always expect me to be there for you." They're projecting, they're twisting everything they can to get at you, to wear you down, to stop you from questioning them, to stop you from trying to get them to take responsibility for things they're unable and unwilling to take responsibility for, because to them it's not their responsibility. Any mistakes they make, that's your responsibility. They might just turn around and say, "Stop bugging me, stop harassing me." So you again feel like you're the one causing all the problems within the relationship, so that the narcissist does not have to change who they are as a person, as they're slowly changing who you are as a person. They're slowly getting you to fawn to their demands so that they can get what they want from you. However, if they want to speak to you and you don't drop everything to speak with them, they're going to accuse you of making other things more important to you than they are as a person. So they're going to make you feel bad for not answering their question, and they're going to make you feel bad for them not answering your question. You cannot win with a narcissistic person by continuing to communicate with them. And going no contact can feel like you're using the silent treatment. The silent treatment is to emotionally manipulate someone so that you can get your own way. Going no contact is recognizing that person's behavior and leaving them to go and live their life while you go and live yours. Because no matter how many times you say no to a narcissist, they're going to keep going and keep going and keep going and keep chipping away at you until you, out of frustration, just say, "Maybe, perhaps, we'll see." And as soon as you've said one of those, they take that as a yes. And then when they come at you and ask you about it, they turn around and you say no. They turn around and say, "But you already agreed," even though you didn't already agree. They're looking to confuse you, frustrate you, so that they can get their own way with you. If anyone has any thoughts on this video, please add those into the comments. Thank you very much to all the returning subscribers and your continued support of the channel. It's greatly appreciated. If you are new to the channel, I'm Elizabeth Shaw. This channel is all about narcissistic behaviour to give you more understanding of the people you might be dealing with within your life, how to handle yourself around those people if you cannot go no contact, and different methods to find what works for you to help you understand and overcome narcissistic and emotional abuse. If you do find the information helpful on the channel, please do subscribe. If you are looking for further help and support in understanding and overcoming narcissistic and emotional abuse, I do have several online guides available, and those teachable links are in the video description. If you're looking for someone to speak to, I have partnered with BetterHelp, and their sponsored link is also in the video description. Go out there and create the day that you deserve, because you do deserve to have an amazing day. Bye.